This is probably the only time you'll see a picture of me. As you know, I keep everything anonymous. So, what we have here, if you look around, I'm in top of a 90-foot landfill. This landfill was first developed in 1948, and it ended up closing in 1963 or so. It's 96 feet, pretty much, approximately, and it has been filled with debris, garbage, and capped off with a layer of sand and dirt. Now, this video is about why, in the future, these industrial landfills will not be accessible. They're not accessible now. And there's no way to dig this thing. No way in the world, unless you had a bulldozer and a whole bunch of special equipment. This landfill, most likely, was put together with a mylar bottom, capped with clay, garbage put at the top of it, and then filled with debris. And now it's left to rot and ruin. But this dump is a treasure hunter's trove 100 years from now. Unfortunately, most likely, no one will ever get the chance to find out what is actually down in here. I can imagine from 1948 approximately to 1963, in this day and age, nothing very collectible. But who knows 100 years from now? Glass might be extinct, or, you know, there might be valuable metal in here that is, beautiful flowers, huh? Worth extracting. At the present time, though, totally abandoned. It was part of a gravel pit, like many of them were, and it was filled in. It was manipulated over the years, so whatever garbage was put in here in the 40s and 50s is long gone or long buried. Now, the oldest part of this piece of land is way down there where my truck is parked, way down in the valley. And the way I came up here was ass kicking. So I'm going to find an easier way to get down. But as you can see, it's a derelict area. It's used industrially, and it is home to mostly buzzards and giant car graveyards. So, why do I say this is futile to even think about digging in this place? Well, it goes to show. Here I am, 90 feet above the swamp here. No way would you be able to dig any of this. It is not only probably so difficult, but it's on private land. I'm sort of trespassing, but I'm not hurting anything, and I'll be gone here in a minute. So it's private land, number one. Number two, most modern landfills were corporately funded, corporately run. The company here that runs this property now, I think, is pretty much relegated to small projects. But to dig this would be impossible. There's the hill I just came up, and I'm still going down, and I still have probably about 40 feet to go to get down here. This is the original, from what I looked on the map. This is where it started, right in this area, this lower area, and then it gradually was built upon it. Now, the funny thing about these dumps are that they're not original in their layout, because they use this old fill to incorporate in this new fill. So, as you see, it's gone back to nature, so it's in a good way, okay? We don't know what's underneath here. It could be the you know, the toxic avenger living down here, but you will never know. But in the meantime, here in the upper regions of the dump, you have nature taking over, which in my respect, in all respects, I think that's the best way to go here. As a treasure hunter and a bottle digger and what have you, it's tempting. Tempting to think that here is could be a virtual gold mine in collectible bottles, although what I found of the time period, it wasn't, there's not a lot of collectability in the stuff that is buried here now. I'm getting a little over my head here with the trash, with the plants, so I'm gonna head on out. But this is my little video on a modern landfill. And this is a small one. If you're familiar with Great Kills in Staten Island, it's over 300 feet high, and it's been filled for almost 50, 60 years. This one's only been about 40, 45 years. Well, maybe a little longer. Maybe 50 years, and Great Kills 60 years. Whatever it is, time is on its side, because you'll never be able to dig in this property. It's interesting to know that it's here, and maybe in the future some intrepid explorer might decide they got the colonies to dig this thing out. But that is the reason why it's futile to think about digging a modern landfill. It's beyond a single person's capability. So I filled my, I told you I was going to do a landfill video, and this is it. Hope you enjoyed it. Take a look at the nature, and hopefully I will see you soon.